Coming up now, a 19-year-old high school grad, known online as Big Balls, is now working for Elon Musk under his DOGE program. DOGE stands for the Department of Government Efficiency in the United States, and has been granted access, this 19-year-old, to highly sensitive information about American agents. Now, I ask, is America adopting a new stance on data and privacy? And I would also like to discuss this in terms of government efficiency. Why spend £100,000 if you don't give a shit about privacy? Why spend £100,000 on an engineer and a database engineer when you can get somebody
called Big Balls?
You can get Big Balls to come and do it.
Yeah, I know about you, but when I was 19, I was sufficiently responsible to be left in charge of the national government's payment processing.
I definitely was.
I wouldn't trust myself now.
Emily, just
madness.
Emily, what kind of data are we talking about? You're a lawyer, and you know by background, and you know about data and privacy. Isn't Trump changing the game? Aren't people expecting this?
Well, it's also the role of Elon Musk as a commercial operator, bringing in his people. These are not government people. These are his employees, and going all over government systems. I mean, this just there's so many bits about this that make my head explode.
Sorry, you're talking as though he's coming in from outside and going through government systems.
The DOGE department doesn't even exist.
He is government. What are you talking about? He's been appointed by the highest authority in the world.
I think he's the prince. Or maybe he's the President Elon Musk.
Well, did you hear what his kid said to Trump?
What did he say? Or what did the child say?
We should find the footage. I think this child is I think he's 4.
Yeah.
So 4-year-olds say... Is he the one that goes
around on his shoulders?
Probably.
That's right. There were pictures of him last
week. 4-year-old will say whatever they think, but they don't care.
Yeah.
So this is the truth that I've heard.
And they normally say things that they've heard.
Right.
That let you down a bit.
So there was Musk was literally standing in the Oval Office with Trump behind the Resolute desk, and he for some reason had his 4-year-old there. I'm not quite sure that was the best idea. And and Musk is guffing on about Big Balls, and his 4-year-old stares at Trump and says, "You shouldn't be here. You're not the president."
Yeah,
or
something like. I think it was.
Oh my God!
I think it was a bit worse.
How did that go down? Because Trump is not really the most thick-skinned guy in the world, is he? He will get his vengeance in this life or the next.
I challenge you to, because I think we're going to sit here for the next 4 years with you both shocked about everything that Trump does.
Well, this is pretty shocking.
What I find shocking is that yes. So Musk people tried to get into the Treasury payment system, and the first guy said no, and then he was fired. So then they tried again, but the next guy said yes. That's what I don't understand. Why did the next guy? Why is he so cowardly that he didn't say no? The previous guy was also right. That's what I don't understand.
But I think you still don't believe this has happened. They have a mandate.
I'm finding it really hard to believe, because this is America. This is the strong democracy, the land of the free. All of this, and this. If you heard this as a story from the 1930s about the descent into fascism, it would be this kind of story.
But this is where we are.
But then I feel like, am I either not doing enough or getting myself all caught up? Because what we see is also Trump completely changes on a.
Well, he'll say whatever he
We
says.
have the footage.
We have the footage.
We have the
Let's
footage. Here we go.
Let's
listen to it.
Is to restore democracy. Prices from one year to the next are the same, and they're.
You see, even with a kid.
And I checked recently with the president to make sure that these.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Shut your mouth. I mean, he is.
Shut your mouth.
Out of the voice of babes.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
We don't need to rehearse the highly sensitive information about American agents across the world and what a disaster that is, both in terms of leaking highly sensitive data with people that you have a bond of trust with. I just continually question. This is kicking down doors, throwing people out of the country, putting people on. This is what people have voted for. Why do we keep being amazed about it? They have a right to do this because this is what the people wanted.
But they
surely.
don't have. But what about the rule of law? And what about
It is the law.
But it isn't the law.
It is.
I mean, it's a violation of so many laws
in the past.
But
yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not at all surprised that Trump is doing this at all. I mean, I knew he would do these kinds of things and that he would empower people to do these kinds of things. What I'm surprised at is that people aren't willing to put their jobs on the line when it crosses so many obvious boundaries.
Yeah.
And you think, really?
Well, that's how bullies work, isn't it? They just they intimidate everybody around them into just capitulating.
But seriously, the idea of allowing someone access to a payment, like government payment systems, just because the previous guy was fired, that's like, well, you need to fire me too. That makes no sense.
The Office of Personnel Management in 2015.
We're becoming squeaky. We've also forgotten about we need to talk about we need to talk about big balls a bit. He was, a teen working within the operations of the US diplomatic services centralized IT systems. He was fired from an intern job last year for allegedly leaking insider information to a rival company. So he was hired by Musk as somebody who leaks things, who's absolutely totally fine about he's obviously going to have no conscience about Emily's looking.
I just can't believe what I'm hearing. I can't believe that this is happening.
And the Post has reported that Korestein is his name. Edward Korestein is now a senior advisor at the DHS.
Well, who's the junior advisor? Elon Musk's son?
Anyway, we've had enough for today.
Okay.
Great fun. And these topics are going to roll and roll. We've had a 19-year-old grad known as Big Balls who's now basically running very, very important services under Elon Musk's DOGE program. We're not talking about Dogecoin, if anyone remembers that, but the new Department of Government Efficiency. The UK Home Office has served a notice on Apple saying, decrypt your encrypted stuff or we're coming after you. Presumably they're going to ban iPhones or something like that. And the DNS overseer ICANN was recently phished and its Twitter account flooded with crypto garbage. Thanks very much. Before I finally leave, follow us, like us, join us, and comment. We love your comments. Do we have a comment of the week?
We do have a comment of the week.
Just to quickly...
Yeah, this is on our Boomers versus Zoomers video, the generational divide on the internet. This is from As It Is. They say, I don't think that knowledge of legacy internet infrastructure is an advantage to older generations. I think it's more important to know how to drive than to know how to change a tyre. Pardon me.
Wow. Okay, so basically...
Well, it is important to know how to drive and to...
Well, someone needs to know how to change a tyre.
Somebody does.
This person will learn very quickly that they need to learn to change a tyre when they're in the middle of nowhere.
I think it probably is a bit more practical than knowing how the deeper layers of the internet work. But I feel like knowing how the deeper layers of the internet work is something that somebody should know.
Yes.
Yeah, fair.
Somebody should remember.
There's always people that know.
Yeah.
So they're saying, I don't want to know about the DNS. All right.
Okay,
I don't know. We don't need to know about the DNS.
You are not alone. Most people don't want to know about the DNS. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And we'll keep our secrets to ourselves. I tell you, it's actually the big, deep stuff that is actually quite cool to know. But I'm not going to be defensive about it. If nobody really wants to know what's happening, that's fine by me. See you next week.